Alright guys, Tom here and welcome to a new video. If we can get 5 likes on this video, I will be so happy. Anyway, this is my WWE Raw preview. It's been a hell of a long time since I did a Raw preview on my channel, but now it's the summer holidays. I'm thinking about doing these every single week. So if you guys can absolutely smash the likes on this live stream, or if you're watching it as a video on my channel, then hit the like button and also tell me your thoughts for Monday Night Raw this week. Maybe I will put Raw previews up every single week. We will have to see how that goes down. But anyway, Raw is in a few hours. I will be watching it live, so head over to my Twitter and my Facebook pages, and I will be live tweeting, live Facebooking with screenshots through the night. Anyway, Raw this week comes from the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. The Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that there is speculation that Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, or Bayley could come up to the main roster to aid Paige in her fight against the Bella Twins. As seen on ProFightDB.com, Lynch did not compete at the last 4 TV tapings, so she is dubbed possibly the one to come up to the main roster, maybe tonight, to fight back against the Bella Twins. And that the reason she might not have been on these 4 tapings could be a result of her promotion and joining forces with Paige on the main roster. So apparently Becky Lynch may be the one which is going to make the first step towards the main roster in the NXT Divas division, and it could happen tonight. Paige has been hinting at joining forces with some divas to help fight against the Bella Twins, and maybe it could be Becky Lynch tonight on WWE Monday Night Raw, but it could be any NXT diva. They have been hinting at people joining forces with Paige, so it could be anybody. But the fact that Becky Lynch has missed the last 4 TV tapings for NXT, she's certainly in the driving seat to join on Monday Night Raw tonight and join forces with Paige. But it's Monday Night Raw, anything could happen. We could get Becky Lynch, or we could get even more than one person. Who knows? But that's what we are speculating to happen on Monday Night Raw. That'll be fantastic. If last week's Monday Night Raw wasn't any evidence that the Divas division needs a huge makeover, then I don't know what is. I mean, do you remember when they were all backstage having that promo with Paige stood on the chair? There was hardly anybody in that room that you could see, you know, carrying the Divas division. It was awful. There was nobody in that room that really has the face of a Divas division apart from possibly Paige. They need to bring up these stars as soon as possible, and I think they could do it tonight on Monday Night Raw, or that is the spoiler or the rumor. The newest season of WWE Tough Enough debuts on Tuesday night, so tomorrow night, and that likely means there's going to be lots of mentions on the show. Now, PW's insider Mike Johnson wrote, expect a big push for tomorrow's WWE Tough Enough season premiere, so we can expect a lot of advertisement for WWE Tough Enough tonight on Monday Night Raw. They might even have a whole segment dedicated to WWE Tough Enough. They might get all of the competitors out in the ring for a big segment on Monday Night Raw. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. It's the big return of WWE's Tough Enough. Anything can happen, and don't be surprised if that doesn't happen on tonight's Monday Night Raw. Now, ProFightDB.com listings for the weekend round of live events noted that Brad Maddox lost to Jack Swagger on June the 20th and then suffered the same result the night after in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So Jack Swagger returning to the roster again. I always thought his role as the GM of Monday Night Raw is brilliant. He has a really unique sense of humor, and I think he's really good. Now, the fact that he was at this weekend's live events wrestling against Jack Swagger, is that a hint that they're bringing back Brad Maddox? Or it could even be a hint that Jack Swagger's going to make his debut, his return back to the WWE roster tonight. Is it Brad Maddox coming back? Is it Jack Swagger coming back? Or are both of them coming back? Who knows? But it's a bit weird that they made Brad Maddox work this weekend. Why is that? Could he be back on Monday Night Raw this week? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now, Alicia Fox seems to be joining forces with the Bella Twins after attacking Paige on Thursday's SmackDown. Then Fox, after the match, celebrated with Nikki and Brie Bella. Is Alicia Fox joining forces with the Bella Twins in this kind of like Paige versus the Bella Twins kind of feud? Are they going to start building teams up towards possibly a battleground match? It seems like Alicia Fox is joining the Bella Twins' army. Who knows? We'll have to see on Monday Night Raw tonight, but that's what it seemed like on SmackDown, or was that just something they booked on SmackDown? Who knows? Could Alicia Fox, or could we be getting this huge tag match between the Bella Twins' team and Paige's team for Battleground? Who knows? That could happen. We'll have to wait and see on Raw tonight. Now, the New Day is struggling. Well, basically, ever since they lost the primetime players at Money in the Bank, they've lost every single match since that happened. And Neville then followed up with a win over Xavier Woods last week, I believe, on Thursday Night SmackDown. So the New Day are losing every single match. Now, they were once dubbed at the start of the year when they turned heel to be like the next big thing in the tag team division. And now they're losing every single match. So I hope to see on Monday Night Raw tonight the New Day to get some momentum back, because ever since they lost to the primetime players, they have been woeful. And they were the best thing since sliced bread until they lost the titles. They need to get that momentum back, and hopefully it starts on Monday Night Raw tonight. But if they lose again, I'm going to start losing hope in the New Day, who were once the best thing that was on WWE TV only a couple of weeks ago. Where's it all gone wrong? Come on, WWE, start giving wins to the New Day. That would be fantastic. What's happening? Ah, man, this is awesome. I never catch these things live, Tom. How do you think they will handle Rollins versus Lesnar build for the next couple of weeks? The build at the end of Monday Night Raw was kind of crap. Do you not think that it was crap on Monday Night Raw? I mean, they had Brock come out and then nothing was said. They just both... Brock Lesnar walked after Seth Rollins and that was it. They could have done so much more here. So I think the fact that Brock Lesnar is making another return, he's now officially the #1 contender, but is actually on tonight's Monday Night Raw, is absolutely epic. Now, that was my last point, but I'll get on to it now. Brock Lesnar making 2 Monday Night Raws in a row. It's spectacular. They've got to have a good promo to make up for the crap promo. It wasn't even a promo, a crap segment on Monday Night Raw last week between Lesnar and Rollins. I mean, I have no idea where this one's going. Is Lesnar going to win? Is Rollins going to win? So I've already got my interest. I'm not bothered how they build this match. It'll still be a great match. They've got 4 weeks to do it, and I'm already engaged. I can't wait for the match. So honestly, I don't care if it's built horribly. I'm still really looking forward to it. But they've definitely got to have something better than what happened on Monday Night Raw last week. It's not usual that you'll get Brock Lesnar appearing 2 weeks in a row, so they've got to have something special and memorable. Could we have Brock Lesnar have his first Monday Night Raw match in 10 years? I mean, he technically had one on the Raw after WrestleMania where I think the bell rang, but it never happened. I mean, that would really get people's interest if Brock Lesnar had his first match on Monday Night Raw in 10 years. It's Monday Night Raw. Anything can happen, but anything better than last week will be great. So thank you for that comment, Richard. Jolt Star, will I be watching it live? Yes, I'm on my summer holidays now. I'll be live tweeting live as well, like I said. Also on my Facebook page, that's where it'll be going down as well. Both Twitter and Facebook I'm hoping to do. After losing to John Cena at Money in the Bank, Owens has made it known that he wants a third clash with the champ. This time with the United States Championship on the line. Now, John Cena and Brock Lesnar are both on Monday Night Raw tonight, so it should be great. But John Cena returning, he wasn't on last week's Monday Night Raw, and I think we've got to have an explosive promo from John Cena. He was not on Monday Night Raw last week to sell that powerbomb by Kevin Owens on the ring apron, and that was a great move to have him off the show to sell the attack by Kevin Owens. So we've got to have a great promo from John Cena tonight about how he powerbombed MGK and about how he powerbombed John Cena on the ring apron. I cannot wait for that promo. I hope Cena puts the United States Championship on the line, because I think that's the #1 thing they've got to do with this feud. Have it for the title, because that'll really get people's interest. And you know what? Who knows who's going to win? Is Cena going to win? Is Owens going to win? We have no idea. He has to put that title on the line, because that's what will make it interesting. And tonight on Raw, Cena returns to make a big promo about what's next between him and Owens and what he has to say about that disgusting attack by Kevin Owens last week at Money in the Bank. But that's all for this week's Monday Night Raw. There really isn't a lot. There's usually a lot more to talk about for Monday Night Raw, but we're still 4 weeks away from Battleground. So there's still not a lot to talk about. If you guys have any final thoughts in the chat, then that'll be great. PWC says, nice trim. Thank you very much. Ronak Suthaka says, what are they going to do with Ambrose? That is a good point as well. I mean, what are they going to do with Roman Reigns and what are they going to do with Ambrose for Battleground? I'm sure we'll find that out tonight on Monday Night Raw. That is something I want to see. Did I see Owens versus Cesaro? Zach Brown says, no, I haven't, but that is something I really need to do. You have just reminded me I might do that right now. I think they might give the US title to Kevin Owens and the NXT title to Finn Balor. That is the plan on the 4th of July show in Japan. Yes, Richard, that is what I heard as well. That could be the plan. I think they need to take off the belt off Kevin Owens because at the moment he's walking around with it on Monday Night Raw and it kind of feels a bit meaningless. I think, yeah, that is the plan, to have Kevin Owens lose the belt and then make his full roster sort of. He needs to drop the belt and then fully cement himself on the roster. I think that's what they need to do as soon as possible because at the point, the NXT belt kind of seems a bit pointless around Kevin Owens' waist and could be on Finn Balor, which is a great idea. Any more last comments? Let's have a look. Oh, you're all saying, hey. Hey, Tom says, Kazi Kami GR. Oh, will they maybe announce Ryback, Big Show, Miz for Battleground tonight? Chris Morris, yes, probably. Yeah, I mean, I'm not excited for that match whatsoever, but that's probably where they're going here. They probably will announce it tonight on Monday Night Raw. I mean, it's all pretty obvious that match is happening, so get it over and done with, announce that it's happening, and maybe give us 4 weeks to kind of get over the fact that it is going to happen. I mean, nobody wants to see that match, but that's exactly where they're going. Who the hell thought that was a good idea? I have no idea. But yes, Chris Morris, they should actually announce that tonight. And PWC says, did you see Balor's scan? Yes, I did. If you go on their Facebook page, I'm actually top comment on that status. I said they should bring back Story Designer. And I think I've got about 180 thumbs up so far, which is pretty impressive. Zach Brown says, FU or AA? Definitely FU. Jotstar says, nice trim cushiony. Thank you. Mr. Beetle 890 says, do you think Dean Ambrose will face Kane at Battleground, considering that Ambrose was saying about how Kane has lost his touch or whatever? This could maybe lead to Kane putting on the mask again. I don't think that's where they're going with that. I think where they're going with that is something I wanted to mention, actually, Mr. Beetle. Thank you for mentioning that, is that they are actually hinting at bringing back the masked Kane, which could continue on tonight's Monday Night Raw. I mean, yes, that is exactly what I think they're doing. I don't think they're going for an Ambrose and Kane feud. I think we've been there, done that. We don't want to see that. I think that was just an opportunity for WWE to hint at a masked Kane coming back, and Ambrose was just in the right position at the right time to do that segment with Kane. I don't think there's anything there with Kane and Ambrose. I might be wrong. I just think that was a funny segment that they did on last week's Monday Night Raw, just to hint at masked Kane coming back. You are right. That's what I think they're doing with the masked Kane bit. I don't think they're doing the Ambrose and Kane bit. I think we've done that, been there and done that. But I do think they will continue to hint at the masked Kane, and I think that'll be great. I think that's one more run with Kane and it'll be done. And that's exactly how everybody wants him to go out. Any more last comments before we quit this off? Because I've done everything I wanted to say about Monday Night Raw. So anyway, thank you everybody for coming. We're on 31 likes. If we can get more, that will be absolutely impressive. What? Oh, shit, I forgot Roman Reigns is facing Bray Wyatt, isn't he? What will Reigns and Bray say? They need a build, says Zach Brown. Yes, they've got a lot of work to do to make me interested in that feud. Honestly, I have no idea where they're going with that. I don't know if it's a good or a bad idea. We'll have to wait and see. There's nothing really, any rumors going around with Reigns and Bray. I mean, 4 weeks is a lot of time to keep us interested in that feud. We'll have to see how well they do tonight on Monday Night Raw. Kane is getting really pissed with Rollins. I reckon Kane will go back to the Demon. I know, it kind of seems like they're making Kane turn babyface, but if they're making him turn babyface, they can't make him come back as the Demon Kane. So I have no idea what they're doing there. Who do you think is the entertaining superstar today, says Ronak? I mean, I'm going to say Brock Lesnar, but he's never really around anymore. So I would probably possibly say Kevin Owens. He's really got my interest at the moment. If he can keep it up, that is. Maybe the fact that he's in a feud with Cena is amazing, but what they do after that, I don't know. But definitely Kevin Owens or Brock Lesnar have got my interest and are definitely the guys I look forward to watching. Have you heard about Lesnar beats Rollins at Battleground, then Rollins faces Triple H at SummerSlam? Yes, that would be great. That's what I'd be interested in for SummerSlam. That would be a great match. I heard Dolph Ziggler could be leaving WWE after his contract expires. What do you think of this? Really frustrated with Ziggler. He just seems like he's getting there, and then they just never seem to do anything with him. I mean, I think his time's been and gone. When he won that world title after cashing in, you thought this is his time, and then once again he dropped the ball. I mean, I wouldn't be too disappointed if Dolph Ziggler was to leave at this point. I mean, I've kind of lost any hope in Dolph Ziggler at this point. I mean, it's so disappointing because he's so talented. He always has great matches, but is he ever going to be his best? He thought he was at his best when he had the world title, and then he just slipped back down again, and he's never really ever recovered from that. When do you think Sheamus will cash in? Now, the fact that they don't have the world title at the moment, the original World Heavyweight Championship, I think that they kind of see the Money in the Bank briefcase as kind of like a second championship, because it means so much that they wouldn't have Sheamus cash in for a while. I think Sheamus will, like Rollins, will hold on for it for quite a while because they kind of consider it as a second belt. It's big, it's important. So keep it for a while and keep it, around Sheamus, and that'll do fine. I mean, there's no hurry there. There's no need to change the championship. You've got Brock Lesnar here. You've got Rollins. You've got Reigns kind of sniffing around for the belt. I mean, Sheamus can keep on the quiet for a while and then pounce whenever he wants. I mean, there's no rush to cash it in. He can do it whenever he wants. Do you think WWE will do anything good with Rusev or Orton? I mean, ever since Rusev kind of broke away from Lana, I think that was one of the best things about his gimmick. I see absolutely no longevity in Rusev's gimmick at all. I never really did. I said this a year ago. I never really saw any potential in the Rusev gimmick. And ever since he lost to John Cena, he's never recovered, as nobody ever seems to do. Randy Orton, I have no idea. Ever since he had that long title run, he's really done absolutely nothing. And the problem is nobody really wants to see him as champion. Ever since they unified the belts, there's literally nothing for him to do because nobody wants to see him as the top guy anymore. And there's not a second belt for Randy Orton to go after, is there? There's only one big belt for anybody to go after. And that's like, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing really for Randy Orton to do anymore. Do you think WrestleMania 31 was boring? No, I thought it was one of the best WrestleManias we have ever had. Do you respect Rollins for his legit win at Money in the Bank? Rollins is great. Rollins is fantastic. He's one of the best things they have on Monday Night Raw. Yeah, Rollins is a beast. Who do you think will win this year's Royal Rumble? You mean next year's Royal Rumble? John Moynihan? That's a tough one to ask. That is a very, very tough one to ask. I have no idea. Who do you think is going to win this year's Royal Rumble? They need to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship back. Yes, I agree. Having only one belt for everybody to go after was just a ridiculous idea. And the mid-card goes absolutely nowhere when you only have one belt. Guys like Cesaro and Ziggler, etc., and people like Rollins and Lesnar go for the WWE Championship. Yes, Cesaro, Ziggler, they're not quite mid-card talent. They're more than that. And there's not a championship for them to go for. I absolutely agree. That is a very good point. Is maybe possible that Lesnar wins over Rollins and Sheamus cashes in with Triple H help that builds HHH versus Rollins and Sheamus versus Lesnar for SummerSlam? Yes, that is the other way they could do it. Or they could have no Sheamus cash in and go with Lesnar and Reigns number 2. Both of them is what I see going down. Apart from that, I don't see anything else going down. So yeah, you've nailed it absolutely there. Have I heard about Rusev versus Hogan at WrestleMania 32? Can Hogan wrestle ever again? I mean, isn't he getting a bit old for that? I haven't heard about that, but I mean, every year they're hinting at Hogan coming back, and I don't really see him wrestling ever again. Sorry, meant next year. Yes, John. I think I worked that one out, but I have no idea. Who do you think is winning the Royal Rumble? Do you think Rollins maybe being their babyface for a Triple H feud is the right move? Good point, Chris Morris. I think Rollins is the best heel the WWE has had in a long time. He can cut a hell of a heel promo. So I don't know who would turn babyface in that feud. I don't think they should do it to Rollins because I think he's doing a fine job. What do you think your thoughts on the IC Championship says make mess epically? To put it on Ryback, I'm not convinced that's the right move, but only time will tell. I mean, I think they absolutely dropped the ball having Ryback lose his first defense against Big Show at Money in the Bank. I mean, what were they doing? They needed to put over Ryback clean here, and they couldn't even do that. I'm not convinced he's the right guy. He's never really impressed me in the ring. He's only maybe had one good match against John Cena in the 3 Stages of Hell match. But apart from that, he's never, ever impressed me. So I don't know if he's the guy for the belt. The Authority are going babyface. What do you think? I mean, the Authority gimmick definitely needs a big change. Whether they completely scrap it or they do exactly what you did by turning babyface, I have no idea. But it needs a big turn. I mean, it's been the same for 2 years without any change. Maybe possibly adding Seth Rollins was the only change they had there. John says, do you think Harper and Rowan will have a feud with the Dudley Boys, considering Harper and Rowan using their move? Yeah, I was thinking about that just today, actually. I really hope that does actually turn out to happen. I don't know if that was just like a bit of a bit of fun, what Eric Rowan and Harper did, or it's actually an actual plan. I hope it actually happens because that'll be great. Do you hear about me running in your room and challenging you for a match at Battleground, says George Star. You can't see me, George Star. Revenge of the Joker puts a question mark. Yeah? PWC says Bray Wyatt versus the Buddy at WrestleMania 32. Chances? Absolutely. That is definitely going to happen. Do you think they'll add a game face feature at WWE 2K16? I think there's more things that they definitely should add to 2K16, like create a diva, story designer, all those things that they left out last year need to be in next year's game for sure. Anyway, I've pretty much wrapped that. I mean, I might think about doing a only Q&A live stream because this has kind of turned into a Q&A now instead of a Raw preview. Or I might just do these every week. I was thinking about doing more live videos like this. I think they're a great idea because I think you guys getting involved is fantastic. Anyway, thank you for everybody that came. This will be up on the channel as a normal video in about an hour or two. So thanks for watching, guys. Zach Brown says, have them fake accounts been removed yet? Yes. Thank you for worrying about that. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you for coming. It's been great. Carry on liking the video. Take care. Ugh. Spiky hair.